welcome to RMU Live. Today is November 29th. I'm Julia Wazaleski.
And I'm Kaylee Whitlatch. Here's what's happening now. A man was shot to death in a car in Moon Township on Saturday night. County 911 received a call of a suspicious vehicle in Spencer Alley and McCoy Road. Once they arrived to check out the scene, they found a man inside the car had been shot to death. The victim had been identified as 20-year-old Sherrod Lindsay. Allegheny County Police homicide detectives are investigating. Anyone with information is being asked to call the County Police tip line at 1-888-833 all tips.
A shooting occurred in Knoxville on November 26th around 10 p.m. Two people, a man and a woman, were shot near Amanda Avenue and Bosman Street. The woman was shot in the leg and taken to the hospital to recover, while the man was shot in the foot and refused to go to the hospital for his injuries. No arrests have been made. Anyone with information is asked to call the police. Both are expected to recover.
Holiday shoppers were frightened this weekend at the mall at Robinson. Around 7 p.m. Saturday night, there were reports of shots being fired. However, an employee reported that there was an alleged domestic incident between a man and a woman, resulting in an object being knocked over, resulting in a loud bang. This led to shoppers being in panic. Police say the reports of shots being fired are unfounded. The mall has not responded to a request for comment at this time.
Around 7:22 p.m. on Saturday, the Allegheny County Police Department responded to a call in Stowe Township about a suspicious vehicle in Spencer Alley and McCoy Road. Officers found 20-year-old Sherrod Lindsay shot in the vehicle. Lindsay was pronounced dead at the scene of gunshot wounds to the head and neck. Homicide detectives are still investigating, and anyone with information is asked to call the police tip line 1-833 all tips.
The North Beaver Township Police Department laid one of their own to rest. Patrol Corporal Wayne Allen Ramsey died on November 16th from a COVID-19 related illness. Services were held Saturday morning along with a procession to the cemetery. Ramsey, known by his nickname Wayno to the community, had been with the department for 15 years. He was described as a good-hearted officer, and it is considered a tremendous loss to the community.
18-year-old Jake Alexander Sterrick is in custody over allegations of sending inappropriate pictures to a 15-year-old girl. Authorities say that he allegedly tried to get the girl to send nude photos to him. Sterrick is a student at Seton Hill University in Greensburg and is a recent graduate of Penn Trafford and is currently facing a felony charge of unlawful contact with a minor and other charges. More information is to come.
A young boy was shot and killed on Thanksgiving Day. The shooting occurred around 1:30 p.m. near the child's home in Hereford. The 10-year-old was with someone who was target shooting. The boy was taken to a hospital where he died a short time after. The Berks County District Attorney said that the police know of the shooter, but the incident remains under investigation and no charges have been filed so far.
Pennsylvania kicked off its firearms hunting season on Saturday, November 27th. In typical year, the season began on the Monday after Thanksgiving, but this year it started a few days early. Hunter Larry Daniels Sr. is enjoying the change in dates, saying, quote, "Having it on Sundays helps people who want to hunt. That's when people are off. Everybody works all the time now," end quote. Hunters are also now able to hunt both bucks and does at the same time, a decision which is controversial within the hunting community. While some enjoy not having to take more than one day off of work, others are concerned about the safety of hunters shooting for multiple targets in the same day.
This holiday season, the Downtown Pittsburgh Partnership is celebrating with decorations and shops. Part of these festivities is the Black Market, showcasing Black-owned businesses from around the region. In its first weekend, the market hosted 33 businesses, ranging from chocolate and sweet shops to boutiques to coffee companies. The shops are located at 623 Smithfield Street downtown and are open December 4th and 5th and 11th and 12th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Face masks are required indoors.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in the White House. On Monday, First Lady Jill Biden will unveil this year's White House holiday theme and decor. A group of second graders from Maryland will be helping her out. A number of National Guard members and their families will also be invited on hand to enjoy the festivities. Biden will also deliver remarks thanking over 100 volunteers from the local area who helped decorate the White House for the season. Well, it may be a long break, but it was a longer month for sports.
Bethany Naughton is at the sports desk to tell us what went down with RMU Sports.
Thank you, guys. The Colonials were in a Great Depression. None of the sports teams were winning anything in the past month, but the shining grace has shined onto the women's basketball team, winning their game against Detroit Mercy. With a score of 55-46, definitely didn't show them any mercy. Esther Castillo led the way with 23 points, and they had 3 games over break. Their first game, they traveled to Rochester, Michigan, and they played the Oakland Golden Grizzlies, and they lost. with a score of 65-60. So Castro added 10 points in their loss, but they didn't let that stop them. They had a home game against Morehead State Eagles. The Eagles did not soar into this one. The Colonials won 69-45. Once again, so Castro was with 8 points, and then they traveled to Buffalo, New York, and they played Kennesaw Golden Griffins and won with a score of 57-43. Once again, Esther Castillo had 17 points. Guess you can say women in power. Their record is now 3-3 and 1-1 in the conference. Their next game is going to be December 2nd at the UPMC Event Center at 7 p.m. when they take on the Green Bay. Now let's take a look at the men's basketball team. They, however, was not as successful as the women's team. They traveled to Ohio and they played the Ohio Bobcats and lost 85-71. Khalil Spears dropped 22 points. They had their first home opener, which didn't go as planned. They lost to Mount St. Mary's with a score of 74-70. Rasheem Dunn had led them with 18 points, and finally they were on the road again and played Davidson at North Carolina. They lost 88-70. Khalil Spears led the way with 15 points. A disappointing week for the men's team. Their record is 0-5. They better fix what's going on if they ever want to win again. Their next game will be December 2nd at 8 p.m. They take on Green Bay at Green Bay, Wisconsin, as they open up the Horizon League play. They must win. They cannot be 0-6. And finally, the football team ended their season with a win. They played Campbell as they took on the Camels. That's a name. At the Joe Walton Stadium with a score of 20-17. So maybe losing at the Joe Walton was just a fluke. Who knows? They ended their record with 4 wins, 6 losses. Not too bad. Their conference record was 3-4. They celebrated their senior day with 29 seniors and grad students. Among them, they sent out George Martin and Elijah Jackson. All were sent out with the win. And let's send it back to the desk.
Aliquippa has had its 14th consecutive WPIAL championship game on Saturday, November 22nd. The Quips, a 1A school that played up to 4A, took on Verdin Leopards and beat them with a score of 28-13. Aliquippa took home their 6th championship in those 14 years and the 18th in their school's history. The school has now won titles in 2A, 3A, and 4A. The Leopards boasted quarterback Devin Whitlock and held him to less than 100 yards passing and less than 100 yards rushing.
Central Valley faced North Catholic on Saturday at Heinz Field. This was the first of 3 WPIAL Championships games. Central Valley players Javen Thompson and Landon Alexander were star players, each of them scoring 2 touchdowns, with Thompson making 4 interceptions on defense. Central Valley forced mercy rule into effect and won the championship game 52-15.
Penn Trafford took home its first WPIAL win on Saturday, November 27th. The football team took on Moon High School at Heinz Field for the game. While Penn Trafford was up by 3 points in the first quarter, Moon scored back-to-back touchdowns and caught up quickly. The game continued to be super close, with Moon only leading by 4 for a while, but in the second quarter, a last-second field goal went to the right and Penn Trafford won the WPIAL championship title for the first time. Well, the weather outside was frightful, but Jackie Rosta's weather forecast is delightful.
She's in the weather studio to tell us what's going on. Jackie?
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at today's weather. Today is going to be a high of 39 degrees and a low of 28. Humidity is going to be at 65%, and there's going to be a 0% chance of rain today. For hourly, it is going to be sun and clouds, more clouds than sun at 3 p.m. and going to be at 38 degrees. 6 p.m. is going to be clear but dark at 34 degrees, and 9 p.m. is also going to be clear but dark at 31 degrees. And can I just say, I found out today that sunset is going to be at 4:55 p.m., meaning it's going to be dark at 5:30, meaning I'm going to be in bed by 9. So I'm looking forward to that. For tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be a high of 42 degrees and a low of 30. Humidity is going to be at 48%, and there's going to be another 0% chance of rain. That's all for right now. Let's go back to the desk.
When we come back, we'll give you some RMU updates.
Stay with us on RMU Live.
It's been difficult because I hadn't been able to see my grandchildren.
I can't wait to get back to field trips with my school.
Not having to think about
putting on a mask.
I really can't wait to get back to life, really.
I miss all my friends. I miss taking pictures in school.
An expression on someone's face when you do something nice for them.
COVID-19 vaccines are available, and they're the first step to safely getting back to things we miss most. Visit getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
It's time to make an informed decision about COVID-19 vaccines. The dangerous new Delta variant is more than twice as contagious as the original virus and can affect anyone. Right now, 9 out of 10 hospitalizations and deaths from COVID are among unvaccinated people. Getting vaccinated might save your life, and there's now an option that's fully approved by the FDA. Learn more at getvaccineanswers.org.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say, like if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Welcome back to RMU Live. After the holiday weekend, there are still cases of COVID-19 being reported in Pennsylvania. According to the New York Times, out of over 48,000 tests, there were over 5,600 positive cases of the virus, and nearly 4,000 of those were hospitalized. Out of those cases, there were 51 deaths.
Currently at Robert Morris University, 3 students and 2 faculty members have tested positive for COVID-19 and are in isolation. 1 student and 4 faculty members are in quarantine, meaning they have been exposed to someone with the virus and/or are awaiting test results.
Thanksgiving this year was a bit more normal than last year, but far from risk-free, as COVID-19 cases continue to rise and millions of Americans remain unvaccinated. Mandy Gaither has more.
Safer, but not risk-free. Thanksgiving 2021 arriving as COVID-19 cases rise across the country. And with roughly 82 million people still unvaccinated, health experts are urging Americans to celebrate with caution.
There's no question that we are headed into a very different Thanksgiving compared to last year. Continued progress requires everyone doing their part.
The daily case rate in the U.S. is about half of what it was at this time last year, according to Johns Hopkins data. But the current pace, about 95,000 new COVID-19 cases each day, is up 9% from just...
Thanks, Mandy. To stay up to date with all things RMU, Moon, and the Pittsburgh area, check out RMU Century Media. The writers over there have you covered with everything in the news or all things arts and entertainment. It's all there for you at RMUCenturyMedia.com or on Twitter at RMUCenturyMedia.
To stay up to date with all things Robert Morris University athletics, including feature stories, podcasts, recaps, and video content, be sure to check out colonialsportsnetwork.com. Be sure to check them out on our RMU_CSN on Twitter, as well as the Colonial Sports Network YouTube page and brand new Instagram page.
The holiday party scheduled for faculty and staff on December 23rd has been canceled. The university has made this decision out of concern for the lingering COVID-19 pandemic to ensure the safety and health of employees before the holiday season. The university is looking to have a celebration during the spring semester. In accordance with RMU tradition, the university will close on December 23rd at 2 p.m.
The Center for Veterans and Military Families is proud to announce that 2 of their own have graduated from Leadership Pittsburgh's exclusive community leadership course for Veterans Cohort 8. RMU student veteran Olivia Smith and student veteran alumnus Zach Morin have both graduated from the 6-month course. This course helps to use the skills and experiences of post-9/11 veterans in order to better their Pittsburgh area and helps members to develop an understanding of the region, meet with business and community leaders, and use leadership skills to complete community impact project with a local nonprofit organization.
The community is continuing to raise money to reinstate the RMU men and women's hockey teams for the 2022-2023 season. The Pittsburgh College Hockey Foundation hosted a Thanksgiving gathering last Wednesday night at the All-Star Sports Bar and Grill in Robinson. Proceeds from all tabs went to the Hockey is the Goal campaign. Former RMU women's hockey star and two-time Olympic medalist Brianne McLaughlin-Little came out to show her support. So far, the Hockey is the Goal campaign has raised more than $790,000. The athletics department must raise $1.4 million by December 15th to reinstate the programs.
When we come back, Bethany is going to tell us what's going on in Pittsburgh sports.
Stay with us on RMU Live.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Volver a vivir esos momentos comienza con protegerlos contra el COVID-19 y sus peligrosas variantes nuevas. Obtén la información más reciente en detidepende.org o consulta con tu pediatra o proveedor de servicios médicos.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Hey, boss. Okay?
Said I'm fine.
With the first did Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. We were underlay in my head.
Jason.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
Welcome back to RMU Live. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Typically falling closer to Christmas, or at least in the month of December, this year Hanukkah starts Thanksgiving weekend. At sundown on Sunday, Jewish families will light the menorah and kids will open presents, often one for each of the 8 nights of Hanukkah. Some families adapted traditional foods to the Thanksgiving holiday this year, serving potato latkes instead of mashed or sweet potatoes. This will be the first Hanukkah to be officially celebrated in the Vice President's residence, the Naval Observatory. Doug Emhoff, the second gentleman, has tweeted that Hanukkah has long been his extended family's favorite holiday.
Well-known Steelers player Hines Ward has made it to the semifinals for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2022. Although 5 Steelers team members have been nominated, Ward was the only one to make it through to the semifinals on Wednesday. Ward played for the Steelers his entire career, which began in 1998 and continued through 2011. Ward has made his way to the semifinals every year since 2017, making him a 6th consecutive semifinalist. In January, his list of semifinalists will be cut to 15 players, and the Hall of Fame Selection Committee will meet early next year to choose the inductees. The Disney Spirit Award is given out each year to the most inspiring college football player, and this year, University of Pittsburgh receiver Trey Tipton has earned the award. Tipton took on 4 season-ending injuries and tragedies in his family life, but decided to help other people. He began a nonprofit organization called Living Out Victoriously Every Day, or LOVE for short. In order to advocate for mental health awareness, Tipton has called the award, quote, a humbling honor, end quote, and has said that he wants to, quote, use those experiences to help others who are enduring the same difficulties, end quote. Disney Sports Vice President Farron Kelly has said that Tipton is not only inspiring, but is saving lives. Pittsburgh had a busy week in sports.
Bethany is back to tell us what went well. Bethany?
Thank you, guys. If the weather didn't kill your hair, I definitely know what did. The Steelers game. It was a rough one. I nearly almost turned the TV off. The Steelers played the Bengals at Cincinnati. The first half, if you missed it, was 34-3. I mean, thank God for Chris Boswell for keeping them in the game. But hey, we got TJ Watt back. Can't complain too much. But as you can tell, the Steelers got destroyed by the Bengals with the final score of 41-10. Pat Freiermuth scored the lone touchdown. The record is 5-5-1, and they take on the first-place Baltimore Ravens at Heinz Field December 5th at 4:25 p.m. Hopefully the Steelers can get their act together and win their game against the Ravens, as this is a must-win game while we host the MVP Lamar Jackson. And for all you hockey lovers out there, you'll be disappointed too. But not as sad as the Steelers game, but it was still bad. They didn't even win either. They played the Canadians at home. The Penguins battled, but they didn't score any goals in the first or second period. The Canadians got 1 goal in the second period, and in the third period, the Penguins put 3 goals, but it was too late because the Canadians put 5 goals in the third period. The final score was 6-3 Canadians. Sidney Crosby, Jeff Carter, and Evan Rodriguez all scored for the Penguins. Josh Anderson and Tyler Toffoli scored for the Montreal, and they had a game, and they also have a game tonight against the Flames at Calgary at 9 p.m. Hopefully they can blow the Flames away to make up from the past weekend. And then watch for Johnny Gaudreau for the Flames. And some other hockey news, 2-time Stanley Cup winning goalie and former goalie of the Penguins, sorry, my bad. Matt Murray was cut from the Ottawa Senators, and as you remember, the Penguins traded him last year, but he didn't even make it away from them. And finally, for some good news in Pittsburgh, your Pitt Panthers football team won against the Syracuse Orange. They had a great first and second half. Kenny Pickett had an amazing game, earning 290 passing yards. Their record is 10 wins and 2 losses. They traveled to Charlotte to play the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in the ACC Championship. It's the first time Pitt has won 10 games since 2007. Similar to the Panthers, their record is 10 wins and 2 losses. This will be a must game to see as they go out for their first ACC title since joining the conference in 2013. The last time Pitt made it, they got killed by Clemson 42-10. But they did obviously better than the Steelers. Also, on Saturday, Kenny Pickett set an all-time passing record for the Panthers as they juiced the Orange. And we're going to be sending back to the desk.
Former Pittsburgh Pirates player Bill Verdin has died at the age of 90. Verdin played for the St. Louis Cardinals and Pittsburgh Pirates from 1955 to 1968. He ranks 6th all-time in Pirates history in games played as an outfielder with 1,376. He won the Gold Glove in 1962. After retiring from playing, Verdin went on to coach the Pirates, New York Yankees, and Houston Astros. He coached for the Pirates 4 separate times: 1968 through 71, 1986, 1992 to 95, and 2001 to 2002. The team said, quote, "We are incredibly saddened to confirm the passing of former Pirates great Bill Verdin. Bill was a member of the Pirates organization and will truly be missed. We send our condolences to the Verdin family at this time," end quote. The purchase of the Pittsburgh Penguins is close to being complete. The Fenway Sports Group has agreed to acquire controlling interest in the Penguins. Mario Lemieux and Ron Burkle will remain as part of the new ownership group. The Fenway Sports Group currently owns the Boston Red Sox, Liverpool Football Club, and Roush Fenway Racing. There are no details of the sale yet, but some experts predict the team could be sold for $700 million to $900 million. The Fenway Sports Group is valued around $7 billion. There would still be a few hurdles to complete before it's a done deal, including the National Hockey League approving the deal. The Post-Gazette reports that the deal would also include ownership of PPG Paints Arena and development rights to the old Civic Arena site.
Making $11.5 million a year, Sportico said that Mike Tomlin is tied with Spurs coach Greg Popovich for the highest paid coaches in U.S. sports. Sportico said it identified 25 coaches who earn at least $8 million a year. The NFL has the most with 14, followed by the NBA with 7, and college football at 3. College basketball also has one coach making over $8 million a year, and Kentucky's John Calipari. The Patriots' Bill Belichick is the top of the list with $18 million a year, putting him far ahead of the rest of the pack, with the two coaches tied for second, coming in at $14 million. The Steelers have had 14 straight non-losing seasons under Tomlin. He recently won his 150th game and has the most wins as a black coach. He's the second winningest head coach in the Steelers' history, behind only Chuck Noll, who won 193 games as head coach.
When we come back, Jackie's back to give us a weather update.
Stay with us on RMU Live.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo!
Oh, hey, Julia! You ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
Welcome back, everyone. It looks like we have a cold week ahead.
Jackie is back to show us what's up with the weather. Jackie, will we need a coat this week?
Thanks, guys. Let's take another look at today's weather. Today is going to be a high of 39 degrees and a low of 28. Humidity is going to be at 65%, and there's going to be a 0% chance of rain. For tomorrow's weather, it's going to be a high of 42 degrees and a low of 30 degrees. Humidity is going to be at 48%, and there's going to be another 0% chance of rain. For weekly weather, the weather actually did put in the work and put in the hours to make sure we actually had sun this week. Sunday is going to be sunny and clouds with a high of 45 degrees and a low of 30 degrees. Thursday is going to be the same thing with more clouds and sun at a high of 53 degrees and a low of 41. Friday going to be the same thing at a high of 43 degrees and a low of 36. Saturday, the same thing at a high of 41 degrees and a low of 31. And Sunday is going to be rainy at a high of 37 degrees and a low of 27. That is all for weather right now, and it's going to be my last weather semester, so I hope you guys have an amazing week and take care. Let's go back to the desk.
Well, what did you think of that forecast, Kaylee?
Oh my gosh, so did you see it snowed last night?
Yeah, I know, it was so pretty, wasn't it?
So I'm excited that it's not going to snow, looks like, because it gets pretty cold, so.
Yeah, I don't know, I kind of like the snow though around the holiday season. I feel like it really gets you in that spirit, especially since like peppermint mochas are back at Starbucks.
Yes, the holiday drinks.
Yeah, I love holiday drink season. That's got to be like one of my favorite things about Christmas holiday season. What's yours?
For sure, I like the Christmas drinks too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course, it's spending time with family and friends.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure, gift giving. I love giving gifts.
Oh yeah, we went Black Friday shopping over the holiday break, and we got like some nice gifts for everyone. I got to like kind of see what I was gonna get like my family, my friends, you know, Secret Santa season.
Oh yes, for sure.
Oh yeah. So What is your favorite gift you've ever gotten?
Oh my goodness, that is such a hard question. But I'm really hoping for an Apple product this year.
Oh, nice.
Alrighty.
Well, that's all for us here at RMU Live today. For Jackie Rasta and Bethany Naughton, I'm Julia Wozleski.
And I'm Kaylee Whitlatch, signing off for the semester. Have a great week.